The setting sun cast long shadows across the savannah. A tense silence hung in the air, broken only by the rustling of leaves. A blur of movement shattered the stillness. The king, once majestic and powerful, now ran for his life. His breath came in ragged gasps, muscles burning with fatigue. The ground vibrated with the thunder of pursuing paws. Betrayal cut deeper than any claws. His own brother, driven by ambition, had turned the pride against him. He had ruled with wisdom and strength, protecting his pride, his mate, his cubs. Now he was alone, cast out, hunted by those he had once led. The memory of his mate's sorrowful eyes, his cubs' confused whimpers, fueled his desperate flight. His once glossy mane, a symbol of power, was now heavy with dust and defeat. But even in exile, a spark of defiance flickered within him. He would survive. He would endure. He was the king, even in exile. Days bled into nights. The sun, once a comforting warmth, now beat down mercilessly on the exiled lion's back. Hunger gnawed at his belly, a constant reminder of his vulnerability. The vast savannah stretched before him, an endless expanse of loneliness. He was a ghost, haunting the fringes of his former territory, forever looking over his shoulder. Sleep offered little respite, haunted by nightmares of the betrayal, the chase, the loss. Doubts gnawed at him like vultures circling a carcass. Had he been too trusting, too lenient? The weight of his crown, once a symbol of pride, now felt like a burden of past mistakes. He roared, a sound filled with pain and frustration, echoing unanswered across the empty plains. He was adrift in a sea of uncertainty, the familiar landmarks of his past, now distant shores. The fight for survival was one thing, but the battle within, the constant struggle against despair, was far more daunting. Driven by a primal instinct to survive, the exiled lion wandered further and further from his former domain. He scavenged for scraps, fought off rivals, and endured the relentless heat. The savannah, once his kingdom, was now a harsh and unforgiving wilderness. He crossed paths with other creatures, both predator and prey. He saw fear in their eyes, but also a strange kind of respect. He was no longer a king, but he was a survivor, and that counted for something in the brutal arithmetic of the wild. The land changed from rolling grasslands to rugged hills and dry riverbeds. He adapted, his senses sharpening, his instincts becoming even more finely tuned. He was a shadow, a whisper of his former self, but he was still alive. He drank from muddy puddles, sharing the waterhole with wary gazelles and grunting warthogs. He learned to hunt alone, stalking his prey with the patience of a seasoned predator. He was not broken, not yet. One scorching afternoon, he stumbled upon a watering hole he vaguely recognized from his past. It was near the edge of his former territory, a place he had once hunted with his pride. As he cautiously approached, he sensed a presence. A younger male, his mane full and dark, stood guard over the waterhole. The newcomer was bigger, stronger, and his eyes held a fierce possessiveness. This was his territory now. The exiled lion, weary and battle-scarred, felt a surge of defiance. He would not back down, not from this interloper. This waterhole, this small piece of land, represented more than just survival. It was a symbol of his past, his dignity. The two lions circled each other, a silent ballet of aggression. The air crackled with tension. A low growl rumbled in the exiled lion's chest, a warning, a challenge. He may have been old, but he was not yet defeated. The battle, when it came, was swift and brutal. The younger lion, full of fire and fury, attacked with relentless aggression. The exiled lion, drawing upon years of experience and a deep well of resilience, fought back with cunning and determination. Claws flashed, teeth bared, the air filled with the sounds of snarls and roars. The ground was churned up, the dust swirling around them like a miniature storm cloud. The younger lion was stronger, but the exiled lion fought with the desperation of one who had nothing left to lose. He fought for every inch, for every breath, for every last shred of his pride. He fought for the memory of his mate, for the cubs he would never see again. He fought because that was what lions did. They fought to survive, to protect, to endure. In the end, it was not strength that decided the victor but sheer willpower. Wounded and exhausted, the exiled lion landed a decisive blow, driving the younger male back with a roar of triumph. He stood over the fallen rival, not with pride, but with a weary acceptance of the brutal realities of nature. He did not kill the younger lion. He had proven his point, reclaimed a sliver of his dignity. As the defeated male limped away, the exiled lion stood alone by the waterhole, his silhouette stark against the setting sun. He was scarred, weary, and alone, but his spirit, the indomitable spirit of the king, remained unbroken.